So, Rafi, in terms of, you know, kind of, you kind of talked about why and what you look for and things like that. But can you talk about some of the challenges of when you first got started, and then if you've had some more recent challenges? I know you've been able to overcome some of that, through Zoom and through, maybe you have some boots on the ground. But yeah, if you could kind of talk about some of those challenges.
So the first challenge was, you talk with a broker and, you tell them, okay, I did like 300 transactions in single family homes and they don't care, right? Yeah, we will put you on the list. And I suddenly felt like the first time I talked with an agent without buying any house, and it felt like it's a new ball game. It's like going from basketball to baseball. It was different. But then I realized what I need is a track record. So what I did, I joined another group and leverage a lead sponsor where he's giving his name and I'm doing the legwork. I'm doing most of the work to find the deal. This way, I'm getting I can use this track record. I did one more thing I did in order to overcome this challenge is, because I'm here in Israel, I'm also a mentor. I'm the top mentor here in Israel, and for buying houses in America. So I have a lot of connections and investors in Israel. So what I did was to reach out. I was reaching out to them and started raising funds on deals that the lead sponsor that I joined with, brought. Of course, I like what I did. I was analyzing the deal like I'm the sponsor. Like I found the deal, but I joined him and raised funds so I can have a track record. This way, once I reach out to broker and say, listen, I'm part of this group that we bought this deal. And now they are interested, they understand, and I have some. So they, the broker kept hearing my name. I was knocking on their door, every week, every 2 weeks, what's going on? What do you have? We bought this deal. Now, so this way I overcome this challenge. I think this is the biggest challenge at the beginning.
Awesome. And then, so yeah, same question for you, Marcel. If you could talk about some challenges when you're getting started, and maybe some more recent challenges if you have any.
Yes, I think when the challenge was in the beginning, I tried to be active buying properties from the US, from Switzerland on to the US. And, if you were that far, it's hard to be really active. I mean, buying a smaller multifamily, for example, without any people on the ground. So today I would say it's the best to be in a very large multifamily property, like 200 units, for example, or 150 units, and then have really someone like you guys, like a sponsor team with a track record, a syndicator that has a track record which is fantastic, and also where you can be reliable and trust that sponsor team, and also of course on the rights very conservative. And I think that's the most important. And then also build a relationship with that sponsor team, with that syndicator, and you actually save a lot of time, stress, and nerves. And so my struggle in the beginning was that I had the wrong people in the beginning that I trusted, but by the time you get more experience, you learn from the mistakes. I think it's always good to do something, start something, take action, and then when there will always be mistakes, and you just have to accept them and go on and on and on until you grow. I think you know that yourself, and that's the way how the process works, like for everybody, I think.
Yeah, that's good advice. So now we've talked about how you've assembled your team, you've identified the markets that you're in. Now, are there any additional steps that you have to take within your home country to be able to invest outside of your country? So Rafi, if you don't mind sharing, are there any additional details or hoops you have to jump through to be able to do this?
So there are rules in the SEC rules in America that you need to apply, but you also need to apply through Israeli SEC rules. And Israeli SEC rules are even tougher than the US SEC rules. We can only show a deal to non-credited investors to only 35, meaning I show it to one non-accredited investor and he says no, I can show it to another 34.
Oh, wow.
So it's very hard. So the next challenge, that's my next challenge, is to start building relationship with accredited investors. So you don't have the limit. It's hard to raise 4, 5, 8, 10 million with, you can do it with non-accredited. So that's my next steps. One of my next steps. So that's one of the loops you need to do. And also doing it from here is I always say it's tougher to do it from here because you can fly, you can drive by properties very easily, right? And you need to do it from here. But also because I need to do it from here, you got to have more processes. You got to have more managing the company. I got to manage the company more than do it by yourself. And when you're over there, you fail to do things by yourself, right? And you cannot scale. Because I'm here, I gotta do things. I gotta have a process and team. This way, I can scale easier. So,
wow, interesting. What about you, Rafi? In your home country, are there any more additional hoops that you have to jump through to be able to invest in the U.S.?
You mean additional steps you need to invest outside your home country as is in Switzerland? Basically, actually not. But like Rafi also said, I think it's almost everywhere the same in Europe or in Rafi's place, is that you should not raise money of other people and start a fund, or you might be in trouble if you don't have the right structure. In Switzerland, you have to be an institutional investor or a qualified investor. And I think if you're a passive investor, you just use your own money and actively go and look for sponsors in the US and directly invest. So not raise money from other people and invest in those deals. So really use your own money, unless you do a loan. I mean, you borrow money and you make a loan contract. I mean, a debt contract. It's another story, but this is something you have to figure out yourself. But actually, there's nothing additional that pops in my mind.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty surprising, actually. So it sounds like it's kind of dependent on where you're at, which country you're in, the hoops that you have to jump through. So